Some like their dogs big, some like them small. In this video in particular, we'll show you 10 of the tiniest dogs on the planet that will make all of you tiny dog lovers want to run to the pet store and immediately go grab one. I've also noticed that most of you watching this aren't subscribed yet, so if you do like the video, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's absolutely free and you can always change your mind later. And with that said, enjoy the video. Number 10. The Yorkshire Terrier. We start off this list with a dog that's small in stature but has a pretty big personality. If a small, feisty but loving companion is what you need, then you definitely need to go look into getting a Yorkshire Terrier. These tiny canines stand only about 8 to 9 inches at the shoulder and on average weigh no more than 7 pounds. The perfect size to be carried around in a handbag. In fact, they can even be smaller. Case in point is this cute little Yorkie puppy named Belle. She was actually believed to be the smallest puppy in all of the UK. This pocket-sized dog, which is by no means should be carried around in a pocket, weighs a minuscule 170 grams and stands at just 5 centimeters tall at the shoulders. Her measurements were taken back in 2014 when she was only about 7 weeks old, so there's no telling how big she is now. But given her birth size, she should still be pretty tiny compared to your garden variety Yorkies. Number 9. The Toy Poodle. Speaking of tiny dogs with humongous personalities, here is the Toy Poodle. They make great pets because they're intelligent, goofy, and probably the most important fact for some of you, hypoallergenic. They're also extremely small, making them easy to bring around with you almost everywhere, standing at a mere 10 inches on the shoulder, with males averaging about 10 pounds. Females, however, go at a much more luggable weight of 6 pounds. This toy poodle shown in the video was the smallest of its kind. Her name was Hope, and she was 4 months old at the time when this video was taken. At that age, she only weighed about 11 ounces. She was born with dwarfism, which resulted in her diminutive size. However, dogs born with this condition rarely live past 48 hours, so Hope was actually some sort of a miracle baby. Sadly though, Hope died a month after the video was taken, due to the complications inherent of her condition. Number 8. A Shih Tzu. Our next diminutive dog breed is probably the most popular toy dog breed in the sense that most dog owners that I know have actually owned one at some point, or still own one. I'm talking about, of course, the venerable Shih Tzu. Shih Tzus are renowned for their perky, happy temperaments, and they are lively and friendly. Shih Tzus tend to get along well with people of all ages and with other dogs, as well as other pets of different species. Rarely will you find a snappy Shih Tzu, but most are pretty sweet. They grow to an average 11 inches at the shoulder and weigh somewhere around 16 pounds, but they do come in smaller sizes as well. The teacup variety in particular stands at only about 6 inches at the shoulder and weigh under about 7 pounds. The Shih Tzu originated over in Tibet, probably back around the 7th century, and they may have simply been the smallest of the Lhasa Apsos there. Given as gifts to the Chinese emperors, the breed developed into the dog that we recognize today. Number 7. The Pug. Here's a small dog that's a bit more of a handful. The Pug is often described as a lot of dog in a small space, and are known as the clowns of the canine world because they have a great sense of humor and like to show off. Originally bred to be lap dogs, pugs thrive on human companionship. They're highly sensitive, and though they can make for great apartment pets, they'll not appreciate being left home alone for long hours of the day. Although these pups have a stubborn side, especially when it comes to house training, they are playful, affectionate dogs who will get along well with even more novice pet parents. Generally, they're around 10 to 14 inches tall at the shoulder and weigh between 14 to 18 pounds. That is if you don't overfeed them, of course. When it comes to just how small this breed can get though, well, one can't get any smaller than Pip the Pug. The teeny tiny pooch was born in January 2015 in a litter that included 3 other puppies, all of whom were about double her size. Number 6. The Pomeranian. Descended from larger sled dog breeds, the now tiny Pomeranian has a long and interesting history. The foxy-faced dog, nicknamed the little dog who thinks he can, is compact, active, and capable of competing in agility and obedience or simply being a family friend. In fact, they act bigger than they actually are and may even challenge larger dogs for dominance. The smallest of this breed is the teacup variety, which reaches a maximum body length of about 3 to 7 inches and stands between 6 to 10 inches at the shoulder. These minuscule canines also weigh around 2 to 4 pounds. The teacup varieties can go for really big money. Most notably, Paris Hilton forked out $13,000 on what reportedly is the world's smallest Pomeranian. The tiny dog can be seen regularly on Paris Hilton's Instagram, and because she has around 17 million followers, this little fuzzball might actually be the most famous dog in the world. Number 5. The Papillon. The Papillon dog breed descends from the toy spaniels that are frequently portrayed in paintings by the old masters from as far back as the 16th century. The breed's sparkling personality makes these dogs a favorite of all who meet them. Even though you might think of Papillons as lap dogs, these pooches are active and playful, and they won't be content lounging on the couch with you all day. They do, however, love companionship and will always try to be where their humans are. I'll say this is not the breed for you if you're away from home for long hours of the day. This happy and alert breed stands at a mere 8 to 11 inches at the shoulder and weighs around 4 to 9 pounds. Despite their size though, the Papillon is a breed that can really stand out in dog shows. They're also easy to train and become comfortable with completing virtually any task their owners give them. With high energy and a friendly character, Papillons get along well with other pets and strangers. Number 4. The French Bulldog. The French Bulldog has enjoyed a long history as a companion dog. Created in England to be a miniature bulldog, they accompanied English lacemakers to France, where they acquired their Frenchy moniker. The smallest of the buildings were, because of their size, excellent ratters during the time, but today their job focuses on being fabulous family friends and show dogs as well. These dogs can grow around 11 to 12 inches tall and weigh up to 24 pounds. Not really small when compared to other dogs on this list, mind you, but some are insanely small. Kinda like this little guy right here. Bijou is an adorable little French bulldog that was born with a cleft palate, which basically explains his size. At 14 weeks old, the little guy just weighed 14 ounces. He can't eat normally and had to undergo surgery in order for a feeding tube to be inserted into him. Despite that, he's a pretty high-maintenance kind of pet, needing to be fed every 2 hours round the clock since he was born. He's also since undergone a very successful palate repair. Number 3. The Boston Terrier. Created more than a century ago, Boston Terriers have remained a popular breed of dog. They were originally intended to be fighting dogs, but nowadays they're gentle, affectionate companions with tuxedo-like markings that earn them the nickname of American Gentlemen. They are the tallest dogs on this list, typically at around 18 inches on average, and they weigh anywhere between 10 to 25 pounds. However, as with most of the dogs on today's list, their teacup variety are really tiny. Now, teacup Bostons aren't a separate breed, but rather they're a miniaturized version of the standard breed, bred to be significantly smaller than the standard version, if you couldn't figure that part out already. They rarely grow to exceed 15 inches tall and mostly weigh below 10 pounds. Their minuscule size is mostly the result of breeding standard-sized Boston Terriers with other small breeds like French Bulldogs and Chihuahuas. That produces a miniature dog that is just too adorable to resist. Number 2. Bichon Frise. This overly cute dog breed is cheerful, loves mischief, and loves companionship. With their black eyes and fluffy white coat, the Bichon looks almost like a child's toy rather than a real dog. In the 14th century, Italian sailors fell in love with the breed when they saw them in Spain, and brought them back to Europe. The breed quickly became a favorite among Italian nobles. They also became popular in France during the Renaissance, but saw their greatest success during the court of Henry III. It's been said that Henry III loved his Bichon so much that he carried it in a basket that hung from his neck. They grow to between 9 to 11 inches tall at the shoulder and weigh between 7 to 12 pounds as well. And also, their coats are very hypoallergenic, so no runny noses when around these guys. And although they are notoriously known for being difficult to housebreak, Bichon Frises are also very easy to train. They love to perform and learn new tricks, and with a lifespan of 12 to 15 years, this cute little doggy is sure to provide its owner with love and companionship for many years. Number 1. The Chihuahua. Topping this list is, of course, none other than the quintessential tiny dog with a giant attitude and the star of a few Beverly Hills movies, the Chihuahua. Typically, they grow to about 7 to 9 inches tall and weigh between 2 to 6 pounds, but they can grow even smaller, as you will soon see. These tiny little guys are extremely loyal and are fiercely protective of their owners. That's the main reason why these guys are perceived to have a bad attitude. Nobody except their owners could actually pet them safely. They're also smart and easy to train, which, coupled with their ridiculously small size, make them perfect family pets for those who live in small houses. The standard Chihuahua is small enough, but breeders just had to make these cute dogs a whole lot smaller, and thus cuter, debatably. Their teacup varieties only grow to about 6 inches tall and weigh just about 2 to 3 pounds. Standard Chihuahuas are absolutely massive when compared to these guys, and despite being smaller, teacups aren't really good for families with kids. It's not because they're overly aggressive, oh no, it's just that they're so fragile they can easily get injured when mishandled. Which of these minuscule canines would you like to take home with you? Let us know down below in the comments. Also make sure to check out the channel's other amazing videos. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Later, everybody!